Fries before recording, Jake, is a slutty choice, I do have to say. But it's a bold one, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a good. You asked what kind of fry, and it's been eating away at me since you asked. I'm really unsure how I would qualify the fries I just had.
Okay, we talking. Let's.
They're kind of a thicker. They're not like.
Not are they shoestring like
No,
similar to
no,
McDonald's?
no. They're bigger than that, but I wouldn't go as far as to call them like a steak cut or like a.
Yeah, not too thick. Like, does it have
No.
like a 45-degree angle kind of cut at the end, like a little bit, like that sort of action?
No, you know what they're like? They're almost like if McDonald's fries were like fatter. Like
You know what it sounds like to me, King?
What?
To me, just based on what you're explaining, sounds like to me like you were enjoying a nice Belgian cut fry there.
Oh, let me. Okay, well, I don't even know Belgian.
French fry discourse. First of all, are you sick? By the way, do you have the
I don't
COVID
know.
there?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that sounds right, Fitz. I think that
Little Belgian fry action.
I think so. Oh, here's all the styles of French fries.
Let's hear it.
This is great.
And then we could do something that's never happened in the history of podcasting before. We can list our favorite types of foods in this specific genre.
I don't know if it's an exact 1-to-1, but I would say Belgian fries is probably the closest thing.
The closest, yeah.
To I mean, these fries are from Lee's Burger in Newton, I think,
I've never been.
or Chestnut. I don't know.
Not a sponsor of the show, but they are more than welcome.
No,
to
not a
sponsor
sponsor, but good fries. I enjoy them. I'm a consistent DoorDash customer.
DoorDashing there.
Yeah.
If it's consistent, man, that like I like to get slutty every once in a while with the DoorDash, but it is expensive. What are Jake's? Let's call him. No sports podcast has ever done this. Let's call it a top 4 French fry. If only there was a national landmark that could resemble a top 4.
Well,
What you thinking?
I'll say standard cut. That's just kind of a regular thin fry.
Shoestring,
No, that's different.
a little different. Okay, all right.
Those are listed as two different things. So standard, and then I do like Belgian. I like a thicker fry, and I like a waffle, and I like a curly. How's that?
Curly, okay, definitely waffle in there for me. I like a nice shoestring, like a McDonald's sort of style. I won't say steak fries in top 4, but I do think that they get shit on way too much. I like a nice thick boy like that. They're easy to
I
fuck
agree.
up for sure.
I agree.
They're definitely easy to mess up, but
I like
they
to
are
be reminded
deliciously
I'm
good,
eating
right?
a potato sometimes.
Yes, exactly.
Like people like to hide behind the fry, but it is a potato.
So let's go shoestring. I'll throw Belgian in there like that, kind of like a thicker than your typical standard one. Definitely waffle, although waffle is probably 4th on this list because that's easy to mess up too. If you get like a saggy waffle fry, it's not all that great. Easy to mess up. But number 1, forever and always in my heart, crinkle cut fries. Big crinkle cut guy.
Okay. Hey.
Always crispy, always well done perfectly.
I
Go
like
down
a
to-
crinkle. I like a crinkle.
Go down to Sully's at Castle Island, man. Got a hot dog there.
I know.
Milkshake action?
I've heard great things, but I've never actually been down there.
It's nice. Go there on a nice day. Walk the
okay.
Sugar Bowl. Nice little spot.
Excuse me, because you're not. Excuse me, because you're not. Thanks.
3rd podcast co-host for the day, Sophie, because we are Liamless here on this
Yeah.
edition.
Once again, you might have to start asking some questions about his commitment.
Yeah, right? You're hearing
Hey, I didn't. Hey, I
whispers
don't wanna,
behind the scenes. Yeah, I'm not
Yes.
saying it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it, but I've heard some people. Bring that up to me.
He mentioned he had a wedding on the episode last week. I did not hear him mention that it was in some tropical paradise, unless that
Worcester.
it was in Worcester, Mass. Yes, Smiley there was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Worcester was there as well, but what was it? Jamaica?
Clara.
Oh, okay.
Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica.
Yeah, Jamaica, right? Yeah, I did not hear him mention that it was in Jamaica, and if he did, I totally forgot. But hope he had a great time there. But he is not here on this episode
Yeah, it looks
because
beautiful.
of that. But you know who is? Grok, aka Jake,
Yeah, Grok.
like
When
the
you sent-
Twitter
when
AI.
when you sent me the link, I accidentally clicked Grok, so that I made it my name today. Grok.
For a feature that is so prominently displayed on the app. I think I've hit that thing maybe twice. I've done a good job avoiding that. And in those 2 times, it was on accident. But nevertheless, that's Grok, a.k.a. Jake. I'm John Burkett, a.k.a. Fitz. This is Pod on Lansdowne. We are happy that you could join us here. We're recording this Monday evening, June the 3rd, in the year of our Lord, 2024. By the time you listen to this, the Red Sox will either be 1 game over or 1 game under 500. But then the next day, they're just going to get to 500 again. It's the circle of life at this point. And I kind of wanted to start there, Jake. I've gotten to the point, probably, not even probably, definitely earlier than I did last year and the year before. I've just come to accept that this is just the 500 team. It's going to be hard to get so excited about anything or too down in the dumps about anything because you just know that it's just going to swing the exact other way in a matter of 24 to 48 hours. So why get incredibly worked up about it? Just steer into these skids, baby. That's what the Mid Sox are all about. I love mid. I'm always saying it. Woo. Woo. I love mid.
Yeah, it is. It's just hard to... Yeah, we've been saying this for like a month now, I think. Pretty much
We've been saying this for coming up on 3 years now.
Well, no, I guess yes, we have, but specifically the whole 500 thing. They haven't had a win streak, or I mean, to be fair, or a losing streak in I think like 3 weeks. Like they've just been various permutations of 500. I think there was a tweet that went around after the game on Sunday. Where it was like listing their record, like like they were 1-1 and then they were 2-2. Like it was listing like
at one point they were 5-5. At one point they were 11-11 or something
and
like that.
So there was like there was a lot of the single digits they had, and then I think we were like 22-22, and then we weren't 500 for very long. Then we weren't 500 for a little bit. I think we got to like 26-22 maybe.
At 22-22, Jake. After they were 22-22, they were 24-24. So they immediately like.
Oh, okay. Oh, you found the tweet?
I guess that's a couple of days. That's
4 days.
And maybe there's an off day in there, like a travel day. So almost a week.
What has it been since then?
So I have the tweet here. It's from John Couture, at John Couture on the Bird app. The hashtag Red Sox are 30-30. They have previously been 1-1. 2-2, 7-7, so that's a big jump there.
Oh, that was a long. Oh, wow.
9-9.
Oh, that's because they got to 7-3. That's right.
And we got excited, right? Yeah, on the road trip. Yep,
that's right.
7-7, 9-9, 10-10. Big jump here. 19-19, followed by 22-22, 24, 26, 27, 28, and 29. The 26, 7, 8, 9 into 30 is hilarious there. Just doing that consecutively.
We're 30-30 right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just pure mid. The sooner that you, dear listener, dear friend of the program, accept that it is just going to be mid, the easier all of this is going to go down. And the easier it's going to be for, again, to not get so worked up about any bumps along the road. Because while the team is 30-30, it is interesting in the way that they've gotten there, because there have been standout performances.
Is it?
I think so, because it's... No, I do. Because there have been standout performances. There have been some breakouts within the roster. There have been some excitement within the organization, especially when it comes on the pitching side of things. And then that mixed with the fact that half the team has been in the hospital. All of that, because you have extremes on both sides of it, but then that comes together to form a perfect yin and yang to just being mid. So I think that sets the stage down the line to be more accepting of okay, you know what? That's just what this year is all about, I suppose. You don't have to accept these standards, but it makes it easier to swallow. That even with both extremes, the good, the bad, and the ugly that's happened in this first third of the season, it all just comes mix it all together, and you got the mid of both worlds.
Well, you bring up the injuries, and I actually when was the Sam Kennedy quote going around about how we've been a disappointment? Was that this
a couple of days ago? Because I tweeted my brother in Christ who made the sandwich mead.
I don't think they've been a disappointment at all. That quote was really bizarre to me. I would say I would say with everything, you going into the year plus like the roster going into opening day plus the injuries that have happened since they've I would say they've pleasantly overperformed what I would guess would have happened if you told me
It's a good point.
that the roster plus the guys that have missed significant. I mean, almost every player has missed at least some time, and some
now
guys
you
are
have
out
someone
for
like
the year,
right. You have
know.
you have O'Neal now on with his what is I believe a knee issue that it's like inflammation in his knee. Grissom's other hamstring is now giving him issues.
Yep.
That's a whole thing. We had a funeral for a bird, shit like that.
When your second best hitter is gonna miss like a month and a half,
yeah,
more probably. I mean, he has to rehab, so probably 2 months. Yeah, two pitchers, two guys that were in the starting rotation or were supposed to be in the starting rotation out for the season. Various guys just with various aches and pains. I don't know. I would say 30-30 is like pretty decent. I don't think they've like shattered expectations in any real way, other than like how can Crawford, I would say, have done that.
Right. There have been breakouts like Wilyer Abreu breaking out and being like a guy. Okay, this is a guy who's going to be around here for the foreseeable future. That's a positive development on this.
That quote was just weird. I was just strange to hear that. Of all the, of all the problems that this team has or had the last couple of years, to call this team being 30-30 on June 3rd a severe disappointment, I believe. Is that what he said or something?
Something along those lines. I can pull up the exact quote.
Strange. I don't know. I mean, we tweeted the meme. You made the sandwich, my brother in Christ. Like, this is exactly what I expected as far as around 500. For
exactly,
that roster,
right? I think, the people who are, the 162 gang who has been watching this over the last couple of years, hope springs eternals at the start of the year, but in the back of your mind, you're kidding yourself if you don't think that this team, or if you think this team is not just going to be around the 500 mark, right? So on a year-to-year basis, I get that point of you saying, like, this is right around what you expected for the Red Sox to be. I also understand, and we give Sam Kennedy shit, like, you do not under any circumstances got to hand it to him, but I also understand if he's coming from the point of view that, okay, this standard should not be accepted in the long term, but like that was already a given. No, that something like this is not something that should be sustainable, hovering around 500. That's not what should be accepted as the standard at Fenway Park.
I mean, I don't know. It's year 5 out of 6 of being mid. 5 out of 6,
right? Yeah, and that shouldn't be accepted as a standard.
Yeah.
But this year, in a vacuum,
5 out of 6.
Yeah, that's kind of what is to be expected. I understand that that's kind of a fallacy there mentioned that kind of contradicts. Both of those points kind of contradict each other, but I do see that as sort of the case. There is a long-term blueprint in place, which is nice, but in terms of this year, I think the fact that you've seen development with some of the young guys, some with the stick, some with the pitching, Rafael has been amazing defensively. That's been a joy to watch. That's been delightful. Devers is, rounding into form. He's been great this year. So to see those breakouts, those standouts, that's nice. But at the end of the day, you are what your record is, and it's mid. And I guess for this year specifically, that was to be expected. Yeah, and it's just fucking mid. I love mid. What can I say?
I don't know how many times we can come on here and just be like, they're 500 again.
I think we do an all right job of it,
No, I agree. I'm just saying it's
exhausting a little bit, but again, as the sooner you can just come to accept that.
500. To be fair, 500 would be an improvement upon the last 2 years.
At this stage, I think they were at around 500 at
this
time.
Well, if they finish the year.
If they finish, if they're not below the 500 mark, then yes, that is an improvement. In the most technical of terms, because I think it's like 3 games or maybe 5 games, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, I think it's
78 and 84 the last couple of years. So, 3-game improvement in the win column if they can finish at 500. But yeah, I mean, the sooner you can kind of accept that this is just how the donkey's going to be dancing this year, I think the more fun you might have with this. You know? If they're able to have a great game like on a Saturday that we were able to be in attendance for, something like that, then yeah, you can have more fun with it. You can love mid in that way.
I love mid.
I love mid. Woo!
Woo!
You know, it's just one of those things.
You want to fuck with and don't fuck with?
I was going to fuck with and don't fuck with after the break.
Oh, okay.
When we return, our fuck with and don't fuck with, and the winner
Yes.
of our Tristan Casas bobblehead
Yes.
will be announced. Stick around. Pod on Lansdowne will be back after this. 15, 14. Hi, whoever's watching. We're back. Pod on Lansdowne. No Liam, but Jake and Fitz here at your service. We're the only ones who care about you. There's one person here, one blonde-haired individual who does not love you as much as we do, and don't you ever forget that. If you want to follow him on Twitter, he's at @LiamFennessy_, but again, doesn't care about you, so why would you care about him? The show itself is at Pod on Lansdowne on the Bird app. I'm at Fitzy Mopena. Jake is at Jake Wallinger. Jake and I will answer your voicemail questions with great joy and great care. If you want to leave us a question or a comment on the show, you can always give us a call to... What's the number, Jake?
Okay.
Time to lock in.
617-420-2432.
Oh my fucking god. 31! Oh my god! No!
I thought that was it. I really
thought
that
you had it. Oh!
Okay.
I was trying to keep a straight face, like,
okay,
not
next
to,
week.
like...
Next week. I'm one different away.
Jake!
That's alright. That's alright.
Oh, dude.
Uh,
You fucking biffed that, man. You
how did I do
blew
that?
it.
I really thought it was a 2 at the end.
I thought you were going to have it when you got the 24.
Gosh.
God. 617-420-2431 if you want to leave a question or a comment and be featured on the show. 617-420-2431. Before we get to fuck with and don't fuck with, though, we have a very special announcement to be made. We have to announce the winner of our contest, Jake. What is the contest? Hold on. Actually, you know what? Let me get some theme. Let's see if we can get... Please don't give me like an ad here. Just give me the video. Thank you very much. What do we have to offer here?
We have a beautiful, in the box, Tristan Casas yoga bobblehead.
What's happening in the, like, describe it for the listeners.
He in this bobblehead, he is sitting on his butt there's like turf, or it's like grass on the bobblehead, and he's touching his toes. He's doing, I'm sure there's a name for that position, but I don't know it off the top of my head. What is it?
Like sleeping dog or something like that?
No, that's not a crunch what he's doing. But anyway, his toes are painted and his fingernails are painted.
And it's my bobblehead.
And it was Sophie's bobblehead, maybe, allegedly.
She did not ask me.
We're still looking into this, but
We're looking into that.
but it's about to be one of your
We're looking into that very
bobbleheads.
closely. Yeah. All right. So I've loaded up the tweet into this. I don't know what it is. No free ads.
Some
but
algorithm.
Some website that gives you a winner gives you a random person that retweeted a tweet. I've loaded it up. Fitz, are we ready for the drawing?
I probably could have just looked on YouTube for a drum roll, but I already closed my phone.
Okay. The winner is at Outside Coat.
Outside Coat!
Congratulations, Outside Coat.
Outside Coke?
Coat.
Coke, not coat. Not Coke.
Coat.
Not like
like a jacket.
ooh, yeah, I meant to say that, but I accidentally said Coke, like,
Yeah,
the
that's
drug
okay.
or the soda.
That's okay. So at Outside Coat, I will DM you, and you will be receiving a beautiful bobblehead in the mail.
Our people will get in touch with your people.
I would guess 3 to 4 business days is how long I would guess it takes for that to get to you.
Estimated. Don't sue us if that's not the case.
Yeah.
But
no, maybe. Yeah.
thank you to everyone who entered, and we'll try to give away more goodies.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do
as
another
time
one. Who
goes on.
knows?
Every once in a while, we like to give something out to the listeners. We like to give back to our community of fans who listen. So again, thank you very much for all those who entered and better luck next time if you did not win. If you are not outside coat, maybe the next one will be the one that works for you. Jake, back to business here. Back to brass tacks. What are you fucking with, and what are you not fucking with this week in Red Sox baseball?
Fitz, I'm not fucking with Alex Cora. I'm sorry.
Alex Abernathy Cora. Okay, let's talk about it.
Well, all right. So Sunday, game on the line, man on first, bottom of the ninth, tie game. Duran gets on first, and who steps up to the plate, or who's scheduled to step up to the plate? But Wilyer Abreu, the probably the front runner for American League Rookie of the Year, at least right now. You know, on June
the
2nd.
Front runner? I mean, he's got to be up at the very least
one or
in
two,
top of the mix. Yeah, I was going to say who else could be there.
I know it's kind of actually a not great crop actually, but point is, due up and what do you know? Alex Cora pinch hits him for a person who has literally never had a major league at bat in the history of his life, and he got on base. He walked on
his name. Let's give him some respect.
Jamie Westbrook. He I believe he got on in 4 pitches. I think Chafin had no fucking idea where the ball was going. So it was fine. But did Alex think this shit was like a game? Like a Make-A-Wish kid? I mean, what an insane thing. Like, I saw a tweet like he thought this shit was Moneyball. What are you doing? You know? It's like...
Imagine if he did come through there. That would have been electric.
Sure. I mean, I prefer
dollar in the electric jar. By the way, I said
fucking mess around like context. That when every game we're 30-29 when he just does that. Like, this isn't the time to fiddle around with 11-year-long career minor leaguers. Like, I don't know, and I'm sure Mr. Westbrook's a nice man. I would have preferred his first at bat didn't come with the game on the line.
With all due respect to the man, shout out to that's legitimately an awesome story. 11 years in the minors.
Yeah. And again, he did take the walk, but it's like
his baseball career has taken him everywhere. He represented the U.S. at the Olympics. He was part of a special
Barrel Man. Is that
the Barrel Man. He's been. I wrote it in the Monday Morning Brushback blog. It's the Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, and he lists the 500 cities. That's where this dude's baseball career has taken him. But now, he's in the baseball almanac, dude. He'll be an answer on Immaculate Grid one day. I wrote that as well.
A 4-pitch walk from Andrew Chafin.
Yeah, keep the line moving. Doesn't get something to hit. He wasn't. He didn't call his own number. He didn't say I'm walking it off here. He came in and did his thing. But
no, you're right.
But back to the decision from Cora, which, I mean, that didn't. I mean, an alternate universe that does decide the game if Wilyer is able to do something.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Wilyer hits a double.
Right? Exactly.
I would take the chance with the guy with the second highest OPS on the team. I mean, I don't know, what are you doing?
And this comes immediately after we were just talking about this situation.
Yes.
Where in high leverage spots, you have to figure out...
Let him hit! What are you doing?
You have to figure out if guys like Wilyer Abreu are able to deliver in these situations.
And I will note, maybe Willier's ankle wasn't feeling so hot. He did fall down the dugout steps.
The dugout? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
A few innings earlier. But he also stayed in the game and played the field. So, I mean, I don't think that's a real...
In a close game, right?
Yeah. So, I don't think that's a real issue. But I did just want
to at least put that out there. Yeah, that to be fair. But we were just talking about this. We were just saying this on the last episode with Liam that if, like I had mentioned, this blueprint is there and I see it, I can drink, I can get into that. But at some point you're going to have to figure out if these kids that you want around in the long term, if they have the juice, if they have the stamina to hang around in these moments and deliver. And what bigger spot do you have than tied in the bottom of the ninth with the go-ahead run in scoring position when, right?
I just, the king of overthinking. I mean, that's just the most insane, it's not the most insane managerial decision I've ever seen, but maybe the most bizarre. To just say, hey, let's act like this is Field
loves-
of Dreams or
loves
something.
his-
I don't know.
He loves his
it's
platooning
just-
like that. Like he loves
Well,
the.
okay, so that brings me to another point while we're on this. In the same game, and this almost pissed me off more, I think. But Fitz, I don't know if you noticed, but Garrett Cooper DH'd on Sunday. Who
The guy who
I'm
hasn't
sure-
done anything.
again? I'm sure
offensively.
he's a nice man. He's been awful. His OPS is like 620 or something.
Yeah, for a
Rob
right-handed first
Refsnyder-
baseman.
Rob
he is
Refsnyder
good
is
sign.
sitting on the bench. He pinch hits in the ninth, but like, why are you? I get if you need to start Cooper at first to get Dom Smith a day off or something, but why is Garrett Cooper DHing for you? Rob Refsnyder is
Dom Smith
sitting-
didn't. Dom Smith didn't
on
have a
the
day
bench.
off on Sunday. He played first.
No, I'm just saying. I get like if Cooper has to play first.
I know. Yes, that's what I mean. Yes.
Yeah, but there is no reason on planet Earth that Garrett Cooper should be DHing for this team. Like that doesn't there isn't a scenario where that's reasonable.
Right.
Especially with Refsnyder sitting on the I mean what's going on? I'm getting worked up. I just don't understand. Refsnyder has been really good this year. And Garrett Cooper hasn't. So I mean,
Simply put.
are we trying to win? I don't. What's going on there, Fitz?
It is curious, and you see this more and more. Again, I feel like I have 100% made this reference on the program in the past, but I will do it again. It really is Monty Burns taking out Darryl Strawberry because there's a lefty on the mound and Homer's a righty. Now, to be fair to Monty, that worked for him. And Cora does have these instances, does have like this track record of instances where I think Will Fleming said it on the radio either Friday or Sunday, that he has these hunch plays, you know what I mean, that like just randomly work, like nevertheless they end up panning out for Alex Cora. Like the biggest one that jumps out to me is pinch hitting Eduardo Nunez in the World Series, and he hits a home, right? You know what I mean? But you look, there are some head scratching decisions from time to time.
Well, okay, so here's earlier in that same game on Sunday, Cora pinch hits Refsnyder for David Hamilton. And I want to say it was the 7th inning, instead of just letting Refsnyder DH that day over Cooper. And then, so pinch hitting Hamilton then moves the whole defense around. Like, Hamilton, who's also, we said this last episode, like, been pretty good lately. I don't even think
he's
that's
bounced
like
back, to his credit, yeah.
You know, like, it's just, oh, God. Fitz, I've said it before, I'm not going to miss Alex Cora when he's in sunny Los Angeles next year.
Well, I was just about to ask the comments he made to Jim McCaffrey of
Yeah,
The
I mean, it's
Athletic a
over.
few
He's
days
not
ago.
coming back, so it's fine. But
See,
the most obvious lame duck manager I've ever seen in my fucking life.
The quote here, and I'm reading it from Mass Live right now. I couldn't find the actual Athletic comment in the 20 seconds it took me to search it. We'll play it out, and whatever is decided when talking about possible contract extension into 25 and beyond. We'll play it out, and whatever is decided is decided. Then he goes on to say, my situation will be taken care of in the future, whatever the organization decides, or whatever I decide to do.
Yeah, get him out of here. Get him out of there.
That man has already gotten his Disneyland annual pass.
Absolutely. He's thinking of sunny palm trees. It's over.
You
Which
should
is
give him
fine.
some LA recommendations after your time spent there from
Yeah, he
one
can
Red
have fun
Sox
in that
fan.
shithole. I mean,
How convinced are you that he's gone?
gone about 95%. Gone to LA, probably 85. I mean, if they don't win the World Series, I'm pretty sure they'll fire Roberts. So that's a pretty easy for AC to step in. I don't know. I mean, how often? I'm trying to think. Like in sports, like, hey, we're gonna like let it go.
Right now, I am
duck.
currently the manager of the Boston Red Sox. Yeah, like something like that.
Yeah, like we're gonna let it go, like be a lame duck, whatever, player, manager, GM, whatever, and then figure it out in the offseason. That person leaves probably 99.9% of the time. You never sort that out after the contract's over. Like that's so rare. Yeah, he's gone, which is fine. Again, I think it's. I don't think he's. From what I understand, he's a great clubhouse manager, there is something to be said for that. But
It's very important,
I can't fucking stand watching him manage games anymore. It is absolutely gut wrenching. Some of the in-game decisions he makes, and I tweeted this. I want him gone just so I don't have to watch all three of the big three fucking platoon all of next year. Like they're all lefties. I don't want to watch that next year.
More Connor Wong at bats, and if he's been hitting like he has, in May or whatever that stretch was, man. Maybe it bodes well.
Yeah. I mean, it's over. Do you agree? Like he's gone, right?
I don't love because you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. I don't love getting into the speculation game, but to totally get into the speculation game, reading, the reading the writing on the wall. I mean, with a comment like that, I think it's the inclusion. And again, I don't like reading into these tea leaves, but to totally read into the tea leaves, him throwing in there or whatever I decide to do, which 100% is his right to do that, totally. But the inclusion of something like that does suggest that he's at the very least going to be testing the open waters and seeing what happens. It could be very easy to say hey, you know what? It's the middle of the season. I'm not 100% worried about right now. I'm worried about winning games right now. But he kind of goes, it's the team's decision and it's also my decision. I hate
that shit. Whether it's players, managers, coaches, it does not take a lot of you don't even do anything. It's your fucking agent doing everything. They just go, hey, does this work for you? And you go, yes, or no. That's not, you can do that in the season. I always hate when players are set these deadlines for opening day or shut up.
Annoying. Whatever is decided is part of the quote. I can't help but read that and say okay, at the very least he's going to be testing the open waters here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Breslow probably wants his guy, behind closed doors.
Yeah, new front office,
that's
right?
normal. And if you put a lot of stock into the 18 and 21 teams, how many guys are two that Cora's made the playoffs with? It's Devers and
is Devers the last from 18?
Oh, from 18, yes.
From 18,
I mean, I'm trying to think even. Thank you. 21 now.
Sophie getting you a little
I know.
treat.
I'm so thirsty. 21. I'm racking my brain. I mean, Jesus. Yeah. Right.
Me Whitlock.
A Whitlock, sure.
How?
Well, they got him.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying within the organization right now.
You're right. I forgot Houck was on that team too. But point is,
of guys,
point is, I mean, the consistency aspect of it that's pretty much null and void because there's no. Bobby. Yeah, good point.
Thank you, Soph. Yeah.
There's no player. Yeah, I mean, I think it's over. I wouldn't
hate it if he stuck. I like Cora because again,
I think I would hate it at this point. What, are you gonna make him the highest paid manager in baseball? Right? That's probably what his contract's gonna be. Craig Counsell, he's gonna be more than what Counsell got. That's what everyone says.
Yeah, he has he has a ring to.
I'd rather spend that on maybe a player. I don't know.
What does Counsell make? Probably 8, I think it is, or something like that. 7.5.
Counsell contract.
I thought I heard it on the radio the other day.
8 a year, 5 years, $40 million. I mean, Jesus, go get me a good reliever for that kind of cash. I don't know.
Good setup guy.
Yeah,
for that money. But yeah,
I don't know. Go get Breslow. Bring one of his boys. Get David Ross. Let him manage. I don't fucking care.
He's looking for a job.
Is he still just rotting in that front office? After they hired Counsell, they were you can just hang out.
You watch him while we go smoke. You were smashing away at that keyboard, by the way.
I don't know what he's doing now. This actually doesn't say what he's doing now.
He's just chilling in Cedar Rapids, maybe.
He had a 480 win percentage as manager, which is not great.
So,
but also
I was gonna say, you sure you want him as the manager then?
Well, they also tore down that whole team while he was managing, so
true.
It's hard to really say. But also, what's Cora's? I mean, Cora can't be much better than 500 at this point.
2 years where you make it to the ALCS, folled by a couple years with mid.
Oh, I guess he didn't.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the 2020 stats
yes,
either.
Yeah, that was Renegade. That was Renegade Ronnie, man.
I also, it was cool that they brought him back, but like, he did get suspended for a year. Like, this isn't some like squeaky clean guy, like, there's some mystery here. I don't know. It's complicated, but
There's so much of
he's,
this year to play out too. I don't know what's going to happen. You're going to get a clearer picture by the year's end, and maybe there is some wisdom.
He's
in that
looking.
to say, like,
Fitz, he's already got a realtor in Calabasas, my friend.
Oh, look at you with the LA drops, Calabasas.
Oh yeah.
How's Calabasas? Could you give us a quick little Calabasas review?
Well, that's where all the Kardashians live there and stuff.
I don't know my LA real estate. That's on
okay.
me.
Drake, I believe, has a house there.
Is that the Drake house?
No, that is not the house that's featured on Not Like Us. That's the Toronto house. But point is, don't fuck with Alex Cora. I'm all set. Thanks.
What are you fucking with though?
What am I fucking with, Fitz? I'll tell you what, I'm fucking with Seti. I tweeted this after his he made a great catch on Saturday. I saw it with my own eyeballs. I was at
One of
the
the
game.
best catches I've seen in person. Full extension. Yeah.
I said, I tweeted, all Seti does is make highlight reel catches, hit bombs, and strike out on 4 pitches.
Eat hot chip. Yeah.
That's a ball player right there. And if that's all he ever is, that's like honestly fine. I think he will continue to get better with the bat, but the fact that this guy can give you Gold Glove defense at 2, probably 3 if he can play Gold Glove shortstop. I'm sure they could plug him in at second if they ever needed to. Well, actually 5, I guess, because he could probably play the corners with the Gold Glove.
Yeah,
as
if he can
well,
play
so.
center, yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that you just have this guy that can consistently give you Gold Glove caliber defense at the hardest positions, that's certainly valuable. And also he runs into one every once in a while. So and he can run too.
What's his line right now? As of Monday evening, so if he hits 5 home runs Tuesday night, this is subject to change, or if he gets a golden sombrero. Oh, you got it? I could tell by the way you're furiously typing.
I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, he's at here we go. He's at 209, 239, 378.
So not great.
But I would also Fitz, I'm bad at BREF and stuff, like his if you could do like his splits, I'm pretty sure May he was like a league average hitter. Like I think he was awful in April. But if you know how to game log, excellent. Okay, here. So from May 1st to June.
So this is why
2nd.
we need Liam here. Liam's
Yeah,
our
I got it. So well, that's not that much better. I lied. But from May 1st to June 2nd, he's got a 232 average, a 262 on base, for a 676 OPS. Like if you could just build on that a little, that's perfectly fine with what he gives you on the other side of the ball. No?
Yeah, even if you bump that up again, the kid is 23 years old. He's gonna come around a little bit more with the bat. I'm not saying that he's gonna be like a 30-30 guy down the line who has like a 120 OPS plus, but if he can even just tread water, bring up this baseline a little bit offensively, where he comes and goes with the bat, even if it's just okay, even a little below par. I said this before the season. To pair that with the defense, not only in center, but up the middle, in the infield, elsewhere in the outfield, that's insanely valuable. Insanely valuable. That's very important to have that, especially if he can, with his ebbs and flows at the plate, provide some power. I mean, he's already got 7 home runs this year. He could run into a couple, like you mentioned.
Is he still leading the team in RBIs?
I don't know. 33, though.
Yeah. Here, let me see. 2024 Red Sox. Which is, can I just say, is extremely funny. He is. He has 33, and Devers is second with 29.
So there you go, right?
Terrific. Yeah.
Driving in runs. Old school stat, baby. The counting numbers.
That's
just
terrific.
be fine with the stick. And again, I think that will come in time. Hasn't even
and
been
also
a full
not
year
for nothing,
service time.
he does have a positive B WAR now.
Probably because the defense is so good.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, positive B WAR with an OPS of like 618. That means you're doing something special in the field. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna always. I'm pretty sure it's always gonna be frustrating watching him take massive hacks at balls that are 8 inches out of the zone, but. Again, if he ever does sort that out, he's like an all-star level guy. So, we'll see. But no, he's certainly special in center field and short, for that matter.
It's been great to watch that. It's great stability on defense up the middle. That it sounds old school, makes me sound like a boomer. That's how you build winners, though.
I'm fucking with Seti.
Yeah, we love Seti. You know who I'm fucking with?
Who's that, Fitz?
Just for this past week alone, and specifically Saturday. And Manuel Valdez.
Oh, sure. Hey, hell of a Saturday.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
fucking bomb that first home run, right?
Just back from Worcester.
3
2
big
bombs,
hits.
a double. I'll take it.
And I'm fucking with, specifically with Valdez, and again, this is something I wrote in the blog. I'm fucking with the fact that, well, I'm not fucking with the injuries. I'm not counting that as my don't fuck with. I'm not fucking with the injuries, of course, but I'm fucking with the fact that Valdez is going to give us a chance now. He's giving himself a chance, and the organization has a chance to see where he fits in this grand scheme of things. Because it is,
with the Grissom injury, of course.
It is loaded.
Yeah.
There's a lot of organizational depth up the middle in the middle infield. And that's not a bad problem to have, right? You have Story, who's hurt. You have Marcelo. You have Nick York. You have Grissom. You have Valdez. Bobby Dahlbeck to some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seti potentially playing up the... You have a good chunk of guys in your organizational depth chart at second base and shortstop, which is nice. It's good to have, but there's only so many positions. You can only have so many guys in the roster. Down the line, you're going to have to make some decisions on some of these guys. Valdez being one of them. We have seen him perform well in the minors. I could probably pull up his minor league OPS, but I believe it's around somewhere around like 850 or so. He rakes
I
in
was going to
AAA.
guess it's even better than that, but
He hits very well in the minors. Able to draw walks in the minors. He's able to get on base that way. Haven't seen it so much consistently in the pros. He was off to a bad start this year. Worked it out in Worcester. Came up and had a great weekend. Drove in the first run on Sunday. That was great to see. Nice smooth stroke. That was a fucking rocket on Saturday that he sent out to right field. That was great. Encouraging to see. But we're going to be able to see, okay, is this a guy who can be in the mix down the line? I'm fucking with finding out that answer over the next however many weeks for the rest of this year, because we're going to have to find out at some point. And that goes for a lot of these young guys. That's the beauty of having this blueprint laid out, is that, okay, you're going to find, what cream rises to the top here. We're going to have to make some decisions at some point. And this is just one example of those. So we're going to see it with Valdez, but
yeah,
hey, so far so good in his return.
He seems like a good candidate for, like, say he gets real hot for a month or something. Maybe flip him. I don't know. See what I'm hoping. If nothing else,
he's
Craig
still on pre-arb. You know what I mean? That's still valuable to have.
I'm hoping Craig maybe gets a little creative at this trade deadline, with kind of this surplus. I mean, like you said, there is definitely, you cannot play all the middle infielders that this team has. It's in the upper minors and stuff,
and it's going to be hard to shift some of them to other positions.
Yeah, I
Devers
mean,
is going to be at third.
Meyer, it seems like, certainly is the guy.
Yeah, the corners are taken. The outfield is
like six
pretty
guys
deep,
for,
right?
To play second base or so. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I agree though. Valdez, if he has these stretches where he literally looks like Juan Soto with the bat.
like physically, like his stance.
Yeah, no, yeah. But yeah, what do you go? 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and a double on Saturday. If he could just harness that, man. We've been saying that for 2 years now. I'll tell you what, I will give him credit. He has not been nearly as makes me want to gouge out my eyeballs at second base this year.
Defensively.
Yeah.
Because it was a mess last year.
Yeah, credit to him. It looks like he did really put work in the offseason. He made a play on, I want to Sunday, when they were going into extras. Or the top of the 9th or top of the 8th, I forget. He came in and Dom Smith made a mean pick. And I've said this on here before. Dom Smith, that dude can play some first.
He's cooking at first.
Yeah, he can. I mean, it's going to break my heart when Costas comes back, and I know that like you need to balance your bench and stuff, and they keep Cooper over Smith because Dom I'm kind of digging as a little bench piece, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean,
Well,
Valdez made a
it's so
decent
refreshing
play.
to see good defense at first base.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, Valdez made a nice play, came in on a ball, kind of a shitty throw, but he doesn't make that play at all last year, so credit to him.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been nice to see. So I'm fucking with the opportunity to learn more about this organizational depth, and in turn with that, I'm fucking with...
Slides right off the tongue.
I know, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's real silky smooth.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking... And I don't want to sound overly harsh at him, but to make a John Oliver reference, the mittens of disapproval are on in regards to one Brian Bayo. I am not fucking with him this week.
Okay. Yeah.
It's getting annoying.
No,
I'm
it
not
is.
mad. I'm just a little annoyed.
Are you disappointed?
A bit. Like, listen,
Yeah,
it
I
was
am.
through 6 over the weekend because they pushed him into the 7th, and that's kind of where the wheels fell off a bit.
Oh, that comes back to my don't fuck with.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't even like a particularly strong 6. He was able to get out of some jams. But I don't know, man. It's just these last handfuls. I mean, because it's. I'm looking through these lines. Last 4 starts, 4 2/3 at St. Louis, 5 earned, 7 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. 6 innings at Tampa, 3 earned, 4 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. That's solid enough. At Baltimore, 3 earned, 5 hits, 2 walks, 7 Ks.
That was a
Yeah,
good
all
game.
three.
He
All three
pitched
were in
well
the
that
first
game.
inning. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was able to bounce back. That was good. But then he comes back here, 6 1/3, 8 hits, 3 walks, 4 earned. And now 2 of the inherited runners came to score when Slayton came into the game. 5 strikeouts to go with that. It's like it's not full on bad. It isn't. He has his flashes where it looks really nice. But then he just. I just want him to consistently put it together.
I would very much like for them to kind of go back to the drawing board with whatever game plan they've crafted for Brian. I'm just not sure that it. I don't know. I don't know why he clearly has the. I hate saying this, but he clearly has the stuff, like to be a good.
You
major
saw it
league
his
pitcher.
first handful of starts. The start against
Yeah.
Oakland was tough when he gave up a couple
And maybe
homers.
he's still a little like rust. I mean, he missed what he missed. 2
Yeah,
weeks. I don't. He should be fine now, but
Yeah,
I don't
a couple
know.
of weeks.
I just like they're making it work with literally every other pitcher, every other starter on the roster. Bailey has created some sort of game plan for these guys where they
Yeah.
they
And
throw their
again,
good
he-
pitches and
and
they
again,
don't
he
throw
was-
their bad pitches.
Right. Again, he
But,
was solid enough to,
yeah.
to start the year. Outside of that Oakland start, I'm just going through all at least 5 innings, 2 earned, 1 earned, 2 earned, and 6 shutout innings at Pittsburgh. It was a good start to the year. Then the injury happens and he comes back. And it hasn't consistently been put together. And you're right. He does have the stuff, the capital T, capital S stuff. And I'm not nervous long term about it. I know that makes me sound like I'm nervous, but I'm really not. I'm confident in his abilities going forward.
Fitz, do not put in the newspaper that you're nervous.
Yeah. By the way, yeah, I'm not owned. But it's just I'm getting impatient, I suppose.
Yeah.
And maybe
And like
that's
I said,
on
I
me,
mean,
but I'm getting impatient.
it is definitely amplified that they extended him and not any of the other guys,
Yeah.
which is funny. I mean, it's not. I think he'll figure it out, and also he's younger than the rest of the guys, so that's just funny. But yeah, I would go back to the metaphorical or the literal. I don't know what they have down there in the Red Sox clubhouse drawing board.
Maybe they have a smart board.
Yeah, maybe a smart board or a whiteboard, perhaps a chalkboard. I don't know what they have, but
Did you have a smart
I would
board at school?
redo or kind of resort out what the plan is for Mr. Bayo, because it's not like the put away. He's not putting away guys like he should. I don't know. It's just not working. It's not.
Well, strikeouts have never really been a big part of his major league profile. He's never going to be a guy who consistently is going to, hover around like 10 Ks per 9.
No,
or-
but he's
or
getting
something,
a lot of guys to 2 strikes and then they're getting a hit.
Yeah,
which
which
is
is
not-
frustrating.
That's not what you want. So
Exactly. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. So, did you have a smart board at school?
Yeah, I sure
Your
did.
scores?
Did you?
Yeah. Were you able to like?
Oh, really?
do,
You
like, the
did?
thing-
I didn't know they had those when you were in school.
Yeah, they're just kind of coming up onto the scene. Were you able to do those kind of things where like, oh, you pick up the red smartboard marker,
Of
but it
course.
actually draws green? It's like, ooh, look at you! You like hacked the system, you know?
Yeah, you just hold the button. You hold the green.
Way to ruin
Yeah.
the immersion. Like, I was just trying to.
No, I love this. You know what? Actually, I'll say it. I actually hated the smartboard. I think it's like one of those unnecessary pieces of technology.
They were nice if they were perfectly calibrated, but there were times where like if it's like lagging. a
Calibrating
little
it was
bit-
fun.
Yeah, doing the like the
You
tapping.
get to hit the
kinda-
dots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
One time, this kid, who may or may not have been me, in one of my classes, I just like I wasn't thinking, and I picked up one of the Expo markers, the dry erase markers, and used it on the smartboard.
Yeah.
And it was stayed there the rest of the year. They could not get that off.
we had a older guy as a teacher in one class, and he started doing that, and of course you're not gonna say anything there. You're not gonna bail him out of the situation. So he used it for like 2 minutes, and then realized what he had done, and stopped right in his tracks, and it's funny to have that shared experience. Smart boards. Shout out smart boards, and shout out whatever piece of technology you're using right now, because my goodness gracious, that is some loud typing.
I know this. I'm clacking tonight. I don't know what it is.
Clackety clack clack clack.
Sorry, got a text.
Hey, you want to take a break?
I do, but what? Did you have a tease? I don't even know what.
Not particularly. No, we'll
Okay,
we'll
well,
figure
yeah,
something
come-
out.
okay,
We
come
always
on,
do.
Come on back.
It's like 50 minutes of ball talk here, all right?
Yeah, no, we were good today. We behaved well. So let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see how we can get up to some trouble.
Yeah, we're not going to put any timestamps for any of this troublemaking stuff here. We're all just going to figure it out together.
Sure.
Back after this.
I have a tummy ache.
We're back. Pot on lands down. Jake, who has a tummy ache. Fitz, who does not. Jake,
I do.
any reason why you think you have a tummy ache?
I had a little steak and cheese for dinner. I don't think it's.
Oh,
really
and that's
anything.
where the fries came from too.
Sure is.
Yeah, from that place in Newton.
No, I took my lactate. I don't know. It's just disagreeing with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth it for a
hap-
steak and cheese,
Fitz,
though.
Fitz, it happens. You know,
does happen.
It happens.
What'd you throw in that steak and cheese? Like, are we talking like cheese whiz, actual cheese?
I think it was just real.
You gotta use
cheese.
actual cheese. I don't like
Yeah.
the whiz.
Well, I didn't make it.
I'm just saying when you go and
Oh.
get a
Yeah,
steak
yeah.
and cheese somewhere.
No, I think it was
I don't like the
It certainly
whiz.
tasted good.
You throw any peppers or onions in that bad boy?
No, normally I do, but they didn't. It wasn't like I just clicked the thing, and I didn't
Sure.
even think to add anything.
Sometimes I get slutty and throw peppers in there. Sometimes not.
Do you like
Onions for
heat?
taste.
I can't eat anything hot. I know like my
Heat?
friends get hot sauce. Yeah, like heat and food.
Like spicy heat or like
Yeah,
temperature
yeah,
heat?
yeah. No, like spice.
I mean, like some extreme stuff. No, like a Tabasco. Like I couldn't do that. I mean, fucking Irish guy, of course not. You know what I mean?
I can't do anything.
But I like some spices. I mean, buffalo's really good. There'll be some nice
see, I
Cajun
can't.
spices in there.
No.
I really like Cajun.
Oh, you ever have jambalaya?
I have had jambalaya. I had jambalaya in
I've-
New Orleans once.
Yeah,
delicious.
I fucking love jambalaya.
Jambalaya.
Fitz, what shirt are you wearing? I don't recognize that one.
Epcot World
Oh, that's
Showcase.
cute.
Yeah, threw it on there. Yeah, I had it for the trip however many weeks ago at this point, and just threw it
Oh,
on.
that was
out
the
of
one you
shower.
bought for the trip?
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Do
that
you get any
was
sous vides? I meant to ask.
No, not from there.
Not a one? Not one sous?
Not one. Yeah, I can't get. I was giving Michael Abernathy Mouse enough money from there. I didn't get it straight up. Actually, did we get an ornament? No, we didn't get an ornament.
Oh,
but-
nice. I love a good... Oh, okay, well...
Yeah, Missy Mo and I, you know, we go
I love
somewhere.
I
trying
love
to-
a good Christmas ornament. What I do, what Sophie and I have done for Christmas ornaments is we'll only get one if like it can be festive, like if it's festive looking.
Interesting.
So that, yeah. So then we don't buy an ornament everywhere, but like if it's really cute and it fits kind of a Christmassy vibe. For example, when we went to Chicago, the Chicago Institute of Art, Ferris Bueller, ever heard of it?
Yes. Yep.
They have these lions out front. these big lion statues, and they sold an ornament of the lion statue, but it has a wreath around its neck.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like it's a cute little thing. Yeah.
That's a good rule of thumb. I 100% do not. If it looks cool, if it makes me
Yeah,
go hell
no,
yeah,
that's fair
then
too.
yeah,
I love a good Christmas tree, Fitz.
right.
I
Just
don't
makes
have any
the
good Red Sox ornaments.
I have one. My mom doesn't listen to the podcast, but it's named Screamer, based off of Baseball Tonight's Screamer mascot. I've named it that, but it's just a baseball with sunglasses and a Red Sox hat, and he's giving a nice little smile. And my mom hates it, but I always make sure she tries to hide it on me every Christmas when I come over. And I'm like, nope, Screamer goes in front.
Wait, who's baseball? Baseball Tonight had a mascot?
For what was the home run segment that they had? Was it Touch 'Em All? I think. Like Baseball Tonight, and just shows the montage of everyone who hit home run, and they had a baseball going ah. His name was
Oh.
Screamer.
Oh, I don't remember him.
This is like when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Screamer. I think that's what it.
Okay. Well, hey, I'll take your word for it.
That's what I always thought it was.
You excited for?
Is this a Mandela effect situation where like
I know. I just looked it up and I could find nothing.
Baseball
of the
Tonight
sort.
Screamer? Yeah.
So I don't. I'll take your word for it, Fitz. But there's no evidence of
Okay.
that thing existing.
Yeah, I this could completely be Berenstain Bears situation,
Yeah.
but I swear there was a. All right, I got a full episode of ESPN Baseball Tonight from 1994.
All right. Well, how about you don't do that now, but after.
Oh, it is too late. I am skimming through it as we
Okay.
speak.
Well, I'll
There-
tell you what. I'm excited for my Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals on Thursday evening.
That's right.
72 hours from now, we'll be
Less
rocking.
when you're listening to it.
Less when you're listening to it. That's absolutely right. They got to do it, man. The city's starving. It's been 5 long years.
Longest 5 years, especially with the pandemic in there. I think
Yeah.
they're going to do it. I mean,
I think it would be an absolute catastrophe if they didn't. To be fair, but you know,
not to get into all gambling mode, my cousin made a good point of this. He found a tweet that said 85% of the betting market is on Dallas to win. So do you think that Vegas, the city that is notorious for always losing money, is going to lose more money here in this situation? I don't think so.
hey Fitz, you know what they say?
What do they
The
say?
house always wins.
That's right.
The house always wins.
Celtics in 6. I'll give them 2.
I'm gonna say
Good.
Celtics in 5.
Look at you.
Fuck them.
I'll say because Luka's going to have one of those games where.
Yeah, I think he'll get one, but I also think.
And then the Celtics will have a bozo night where they go like 5 for 30 from 3.
Well, hopefully, that's the same night.
Yes, I'm just hedging
You know,
it
you
there
can
by
just get
saying
that
it'll
out
be
of the
2.
way. You get the Bozo night and you get the Luka eruption night. If you can combine those into one night, Celtics in 5. Or maybe the Celtics win the Bozo night, like they did with the Pacer game. I don't know. They've started to win those games.
They better break the sound decibel record by booing Kyrie Thursday.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Boston sports is dead if they
Can I
don't.
just say, I'm gonna probably get a little too upset than I should here, but like fuck that guy. I don't know why people. He's had 3 good weeks, if that. Like he wasn't even good
That's
in the
his
Thunder
redemption
series.
arc.
Yeah, and he wasn't even that good in the Thunder series. He was very good against oh my god, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
But it's like everybody's acting like this is some big triumphant comeback, like from a torn ACL or something. Like no, he was just an asshole for several years. Like I don't know why are we framing this like it's
He tweeted an
some
anti-Semitic link
beautiful
or whatever
story.
it was, right?
Yeah, he was an asshole and a Holocaust denier. Like, what do you like? What are we doing here? And he wouldn't get vaccinated. Like, this isn't some great guy who's been through a lot, and he's I fucking hate the guy.
Hey, he was a Mandela jailed. You know what I mean?
He would
To
tell
bring
you
back to Mandela.
he would tell you he was, but yes,
Yeah. He would tell you a lot of things.
fuck him and Celtics in 5. And that's all I have for you, Fitz.
It's nice to see the city have some buzz about
Some
this again.
pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm the biggest sort of Celtics fan. I'm not watching them every night like our pals from Weird Celtics Twitter. You know what I mean? But it's good to see that buzz.
I mean, do you hear that? My tummy's rumbling.
That was your tummy?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Fitz, I might have to call it, dude.
Oh my God, if that's your tummy, yeah, that's the episode.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Goodness
That
gracious.
did pick that up?
I think so.
Oh my God, my heavens. I'm
Dude.
sorry about that.
Do you have to poo?
Oh yeah.
That's what that is.
That's what that
It's
is.
stewing down there. Oh no.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, I love you. Celtics in 5. Okay, do your thing.
I was gonna say, are you doing the intro this or outro?
Oh,
this
I don't know, man. That just hit me though.
All right, we have to wrap it up quickly. For Jake, for Liam and Parts Unknown, for Sophie, I'm Fitz, you're you. Thank you for listening to another edition of the show. We really appreciate your time and you hanging out with us to talk some ball, whether it's baseball or basketball. We'll talk to you next week, hopefully with all three of us. Until then, go Sox, obey your mother, and Jake, run for the hills. Get over there fast.
Yeah.
Pronto.
Obey your mother.